Hello, and welcome to the podcast that discusses all things gaming. Coming to you from the home of Indie PopCon, Gen Con, and the gaming capital of the world, we are the Established Facts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 183 of the Established Facts. We have concluded our Tournament of Champions, and now our newly anointed acolytes are going to explore what Lancelvania has in store for us. I am, again, your interim host, Josh, and we will... Before I do that, I am Josh. I am playing the character Elomon from Lake Thomas. Because I had a feeling that Lance was going to do that. So, in, of course, the world of Lancelvania. And I will start to my left this time, now that our newcomers know their character names and where they're from.
Hey, bro.
That's so weird.
Hey, guys, this is Derek. I'm playing Jordan from Josh and Nadi. Yeah.
This is Daniel. I'm playing Slogan from Daunton Abbey.
I'm Avital. I'm playing Iska from Shangri-Lavi.
I'm Vanessa, playing Hayes from Vanvania.
I'm Dr. Deb. I'm playing Triple D from Debrecen.
And I am your GM and co-host for this episode as well. My name is Lance.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so picture, if you will, after the events of the Tournament of Champions, you are led down a dark corridor. In fact, it is getting so dark that you might want to hold hands with the person in front of you so that you don't stumble, fall, or misstep. Soon, there is a small shaft of light that appears in front of you. You can see a short, cream-colored, dusty pillar about 15 feet ahead of you. Hovering atop that pillar is a scroll. The surface of the pillar has 4 dials. What do you do?
So, it's
The dials?
it's a pillar, and there's a scroll on top of the pillar.
Hovering just above.
Just above it. Okay.
We'll say 4 feet.
And it's short.
I look on all sides of the pillar at each dial, but I do not touch any of the dials.
So you
Do I
walk
see-
up to the pillar.
I walk up to the pillar. I do not touch the pillar.
That is what...
That is what I do.
Okay. Next person.
Well, I am the acolyte of strength, but I will try to examine these dials.
Okay.
Well, apparently we all have at least a little bit of religion in us, so maybe do some knowledge religion to take a look at the dials.
Okay, so that's what you're going to do.
Yep.
Go ahead, Derek. What are you planning on doing?
Stare at nothing.
Now, I'm thinking what this character would do. I'm going to... Oh, actually, that's exactly what this character would do. You're correct, Dan. Thank you.
Dan has written Derek a note.
I am going to go in front of everybody that I can. And I am going to pose and look pretty.
All right.
I thought you were going to put a ring on it.
I don't have the music for that.
Got it. Absolutely.
I've not yet trained in performance.
Gotcha. Okay.
Daniel.
While he's standing there looking pretty, my ploy worked. I'm going to try to wander in behind him and just kind of pilfer the scroll.
All right. Avital.
I'm just gonna inspect everything as much as possible. Just examine the dials and the scroll if the scroll is there.
All right. And Vanessa.
I'm going to spin the dials.
All right. Now, once you move towards the center of this particular area where the light is, you hear a loud thud behind you as the door slams shut. I have in my hand a scroll. Whoever said they wanted to observe the scroll may read it and then pass it to the next person that said they would observe the scroll. Anyone who is messing around with the dials may mess with the dials. And if you wanted to do a religion check, you may do so now.
I don't think anybody said they wanted to look at the scrolls. He said he wanted
I
to
was
steal
gonna-
them.
Yeah, I did say I wanted to look at it.
Oh, yeah, you said you wanted to examine everything.
Yeah, I got a whole 7 on that knowledge religion check.
It looks like a pillar with some
Yep.
dials.
Pillar with dials.
I need
I
my
was
dice.
watching.
The dials,
my dice.
as you are spinning them, and anyone that's caring to take a look at them,
I'm not touching it. I'm just observing because
the
I'm wise.
dials are alphanumeric, and there are 4 of them.
Okay, I spun them.
You spun them. Did you leave them on any certain numbers or letters?
I'm excited.
So they're on 4. There's only 4 letters? Oh, it's 26 letters?
26 letters and the numbers 0 through 9.
Let's go with X2Y4.
X2Y4.
Because I just randomly spun it.
Make a perception check.
22.
Nothing happens.
Didn't really matter what I rolled on my perception check.
Seeing as how no one's paying attention to me, and I'm very unhappy about this,
Go ahead.
I am going to look at what you're doing, your character
Hayes.
Okay,
Hayes is doing. And I say, oh, I got this. So I'm going to look up and say, move it around to A, and my character's going to say apple, bear, chicken, duck.
Make a perception check.
Um, 6.
You think you did the right thing.
Can
Yay.
Can I perceive that too?
You think you did the right thing.
No, not quite that bad, but. 12. No, I probably do think you did the right thing. 12 perception.
You see that he is dancing around all proud of himself after spinning some dials and saying some words that may or may not have been English.
Maybe.
Or excuse me, common.
Maybe.
All right, Slogan, since you and I are buds, you gonna let me know what's on the scroll?
What scroll?
Okay, we all saw the scroll. Don't you be a
It's gone
jerk.
now.
Well, we saw the scroll when we
gone
walked
now.
in. Okay. It's gone.
At first glance, it looks like nonsense words.
Oh.
At first, what?
Glance.
I love that word.
Gee, Lance. Mm-hmm. I wonder why you love that word. Facing away from the microphone when I said that. But.
Interesting. Did it have anything interesting on it? Her?
They have it.
MCMX sex sex via III. Okay, so in other words, it's a. Okay, hold on. This is where things get. Oh, hold on.
MC Amex Sex Sex via I.
Right. So
Exclamation point. Do not forget the exclamation point.
I got that. I wisdom check of an 18 because Josh I think got that pretty quickly, but I don't know if Elamon would have.
Roll 18 on the die.
I know it's got an 18.
I'm very proud of your 18. What
Yep.
are you trying to do with a wisdom check?
I'm
Gonna make a guess?
yes.
You can speak freely.
Okay. So it looks like it's probably represents
help?
a year. No, it does not
Speak
have.
freely now.
Guys, speak freely with the zucchini of power and speaking. But if it's XXVIII is 23. Sorry, 28. In Roman numerals, the M is what
1,000.
1,000,
It's
and
1,000.
but is it MX then? No.
MX. Yeah.
So MC 1,000, 100, 1,000. So those look like numbers. They all look like numbers in Roman numerals, but that's Josh speaking because Roman
MC.
numerals is probably not a
MX. Yeah.
MC
That's way
XXXX.
more than 4.
But not if you add them together.
You add them together.
We have to do math.
It's a riddle.
Let me say it again. MC.
The room is oddly
MC.
silent when you ask questions.
Yeah, right. It's just speaking out loud to the game master who's not there.
And then sex. So is that an
M,
XX?
The XX, yeah. It's a 38, right? There's 3.
A V and then I. No, you can forget the V.
Yeah.
It's
I.
yeah.
So it's 19.
Although
By the way, for those watching at home, we're currently doing math with Roman numerals. What?
Thing is,
I
yeah,
don't think it's all Roman numerals.
That's probably true. Wait,
probably true.
1998.
I don't know.
Well, because
Well, there's 2 M's, so wouldn't it be over 2,000?
No,
Six.
MCM.
MCM. So CM is 900.
I see what you're saying. Is we're reading it as a Roman
Yeah.
numeral,
Yeah.
not adding each one together. Because that was my.
All right, I'm gonna. What did you say? It was 1989.
19.
It's MM. It'll be MMC X.
So that's 19.
X. Hold on.
1933.
VIII. So it's 8. So
1938.
VIII.
VIII is 8. And there's 3. Is it 2 or 3 X's? 2 X's. So 28. 1928.
CM 1900.
All right, I'm gonna spin it to 1928.
Okay, you spin it to 1928.
1928.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Okay.
Isn't it 3
The
X's?
1 and the 9 lock in place.
Okay.
There are 3 X's then, right?
MCM. So that's the 19.
That's the 19. That stays. X.
X.
So
sex.
3.
Sex.
So
3.
it is 3 X's.
3
So
X's.
1938.
19.
So I changed it to 38.
No, because the 8 would have stuck. So the 8's not right.
VIII.
Turn this third one to a 3.
You're
It
leaving out
locks in
the
place.
Okay.
And the last one locks in place.
Okay.
Okay. It has to go top to
In
bottom.
order. Yeah, so it's 1938.
So MCM XXX VIII is Roman numerals for the year 1938.
Yeah.
That does that appear in a movie or something like in a like the MGM or something along those lines? Just
Oh, the Roman numerals for years?
Yeah.
Happens in almost every.
no, I know, but that for some reason I feel like I've seen that like exact combination together. No, you just made it up. Okay.
If
Sounds
it
good.
has happened, then 2 minds have thought alike.
Okay, fair enough.
I thought I was the one that
28
came
was
up with
Mickey's
that.
birthday.
Okay.
I thought he picked 28 initially because it was Mickey's birthday year, but I'm like, oh, it wasn't that one.
Okay.
All right. As soon as the last dial locks into place, torches ignite around the space that you're in.
Ooh, light.
19 torches on each wall that surrounds you, and you find yourself in a 39-foot by 39-foot room, and making visible 4 chests, one on the floor at the center of each wall, and above it on the wall is a single dial. Hanging from the ceiling in one corner of the room is an hourglass, which turns itself over and begins timing. And from the opposite corner, a translucent purple eyeball appears to survey the room. You now have 40 minutes before the timer runs out. Roll initiative if you want to, so that we start going in order around, or you can just start telling me what you want to do.
What is it again?
I will let you know what I am doing because it's going to be everything that I do for this entire thing unless they need me.
Okay?
I'm going up to the purple eye and I am flexing for it.
It will turn to look at you as soon as you approach it.
Uh-huh.
When it sees that you are just standing there, it will again start looking around the room.
I will dance in front of it so it's always looking at me.
That is what happens. It's always looking at you as long as you start moving.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
All right.
I'm going to start a
each
timer. This
side.
is an actual timer thing
39.
because
Okay.
we have so long in an episode.
Sure.
39 feet on each
39
side.
by 39.
19 torches,
torches on
4
each
chests on each side, 4 chests on each side, a dial on each
One
side.
chest in the middle of each wall.
Is that correct? With 4 chests,
Four
or are the
chests
4
on each
chests
side.
oriented?
In the
One
middle of
chest
each wall.
On each wall, we're going to go north, south, east, west.
Oh, 1 chest.
One chest on each wall in the center. You said how many torches?
19.
19.
19 torches.
On each wall.
Each wall. Okay.
Okay.
Then there's an eyeball and a.
For you theater of the mind folk, picture, if you will, 19 torches on the wall. In the center of the wall on the floor is a chest, and just above that, say 3 feet up from on the wall, is a dial.
Okay, what's on the dial? I would like to perceive that.
So
Yeah.
let's roll initiative for the first round, and then you guys just use that to go. Who's going to go first, second, third, fourth?
Okay. Not me.
What do you add?
Initiative would be your dex. It's just your dex because we don't have anything else. No dex modifier. Oh, yeah. Got it. Sorry.
I rolled a 13.
Josh, would you mind keeping track of initiative for me?
Sure.
Thank you.
We don't know which directions.
I know.
The eyeballs on the top.
I got an 8. Jordan?
16.
Yeah, I know you're not doing anything, but still. Slogan.
21.
Iska.
17.
Triple D.
5.
Going first is Slogan.
Do we know which wall is the north, by the way? Doesn't
You can
matter?
just say the north wall.
Okay.
If you have a map, if you have drawn a map, by all means, declare
Okay.
one as the north, as it looks the same in a square room.
So the eye has a north wall?
Okay. And the torches are all on one wall.
No,
right?
just in one corner is the hourglass that is now at
Corner.
38 minutes and 6 seconds.
Okay.
The other has the eyeball.
Okay.
And okay, what was on the dials?
We don't know
And
yet.
if you approach, I will tell you. So if that's
I
what
will
you're going to do, you're going to approach. As soon as you approach, you can see that the dials are, well, the dial in front of you. Which wall did you go to?
The north wall.
North wall. It is an alpha dial. So it has letters in common.
Okay. Is it only? So if I were to turn it, is it just
Like a
one
spin
letter?
dial. So you spin
So
it.
there's several.
No, it's one dial with 26 characters on it.
All right. Thank you.
26 common characters.
Next, Iska.
I will inspect the dial on the west wall.
Okay. Who is going to do the next thing?
What does she see on the west wall?
I'll do that after everyone tells.
Okay, Jordan. You're going to keep dancing?
Dancing.
Hayes.
Dancing. I'm dancing.
I'll take the south.
Okay.
And so I
Your
guess
dial is also an alpha dial.
I will look at hers.
South wall is an alpha dial, and north wall is an alpha dial.
Elamant's going to go to the east.
Your dial is also an alpha dial. Now that you all have a location that you have gone to, I will start with Avital, since hers is different. As soon as you walk towards it, you notice that the dial, the symbol on it is just a little bit different. It's not quite a normal letter.
Okay.
It's like a scrambled letter.
It's like maybe a kindergartner wrote the letters, and they weren't like they did it in a crayon that broke halfway through. So you can tell what the letter is supposed to be, but it's not quite the letter that it's not the shape it's supposed to be.
Okay, so it's letters too. It's just wonky letters.
Correct. All right. So now we can go to the top of the initiative round.
Okay. Triple D, what were you going to do? Because she didn't go.
Yeah. Want to open the chest?
I will examine Well, first of all, does Avital say that her letters look different, or does she keep that to herself?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
She's a team player.
That's the point of this.
I look at the chest on Avital's wall, so the west wall.
Okay, so that's what you're going to do.
Yes.
Good. All right. So back in the days when I learned how to play role-playing games, the GM would ask everyone what they're going to do, and then the round would start. So that one person's actions wouldn't necessarily affect the decisions of the others. Everyone get to choose. In the first round, no. Everyone can react after that. All right. So, top of the round, who goes first? Who was it?
Yeah, it was
And you're
Slogan.
Slogan.
You're on the north wall.
North wall.
So, as you approach that chest, the ghostly apparition of a man dressed in holy robes materializes. He reaches his hands together as if to pray, and then slowly cups them together, with the pinkings touching. Who's next?
Iska.
Iska.
She's on the west wall.
West wall.
As soon as you get too close to this chest, the dial slides open to reveal a yellow slitted eye, which then quickly sinks down into the top of the chest. Make a reflex save. Flat-footed.
So just roll a d20.
17.
17. You have avoided a tendril that reaches out of the chest. Next.
That's not weird at all. Jordan, dancing.
In front of the purple eyeball.
Hayes.
Hey, something might have happened with the eyeball.
So true. We don't know. We may
The
never.
eye continues to watch the person dancing.
I'm sure he would have interrupted me after I said dancing. Hayes.
Which wall did you go to?
South.
So,
South. As you approach this chest, the ghostly apparition of a sage wearing spectacles and reading a book materializes. She turns the book towards you, but the symbols are difficult to make out. Next.
That would be Elamon on the east wall.
As you approach this chest, the ghostly apparition of a knight clad in war-stained plate armor materializes. She makes a fist with one hand, then slams it into her open palm of the other hand.
I do the same.
No, she's not playing paper, rock, scissors. Okay,
oh,
Vanessa.
that's like it. Because really, we've got paper with the sage with reading. We've got the knight with the hand that looks like the rock, and we've got the pinkies thing linked together with the holy guy that looks kind of like scissors.
I return the same to her.
She just stares blankly forward.
We have
Okay.
paper, rock, scissors.
We need Spock.
And Deb,
trip-
you're over there with
I was at West Wall.
you're at the west wall. All right, so now you can react to what you've seen.
Oh,
Josh said that he did his reaction, but that's fine.
Slogan, reaction.
Mine's the one that's holding hands out.
Yes.
Yes.
Where's the purple eye?
It's one in one of the corners, but I don't know which corner it is.
In a corner. Just
A corner.
It can be any corner of the room because the chests are all in the center of
Okay.
the walls.
Okay.
You now have 13 minutes left.
I'm going to go
Give or take.
over. Can I grasp the eye?
If you try to reach up and grab the eye, your hands will go right through it. I'll give you that one for free.
The purple eye?
Yeah.
The one he's dancing in front of?
Yeah. Okay, I will go back over and I will do the same thing, only I'll put my hands on top. Palm down.
Okay.
Iska?
A tentacle has sprung out at you, anime style.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Run away.
Okay.
That's what Avital would do. I will back up out of its reach and I don't know, I won't get anything, but I'm gonna do a knowledge religion check.
Okay.
That's a 27.
A 7 or a 27?
27.
A 27. You have read in your religious texts about some creatures that often live in dungeons that like to disguise themselves as
Yeah, it's a mimic. Okay.
yeah,
I figured.
as inanimate objects so as to lure prey into their jaws. So
Yeah, that one's
congratulations, you know that it's a mimic.
Yeah, that's a mimic.
Changes now?
Oh yeah, there's going to be a change.
Oh, change.
Yes. I am going to run to Avatal's chest with my.
Vital's chest or the chest on the west wall?
The answer.
I'm going to run to the chest that's on the wall, and as I'm doing that, I'm wielding my rope hammer,
Okay.
saying "Die, Mindsucker." And I start beating the ever-living heck out of the chest.
All right. So we're going to say that is a charge and make an attack roll.
Okay.
It's an 8.
Okay. 9.
You were mid pose and dance when you started to run. So I'm going to say that while you didn't fail, you swung and a miss.
That's fine.
Hayes.
Okay, I forgot. Am I at the south or the east wall?
You're south, I believe.
Okay, so I have the glasses reading person.
Yeah,
Yes, I have the sage. So I'm going to turn the dial to P because I think it's paper, rock, scissors. So I think I need to make it a P.
Nothing appears to happen when you dial it to P.
Elamon does his, repeats the
Correct.
sign of respect to
Nothing
her.
appears to happen. She stares silently forward.
Okay. Triple D.
I back away from the tendril that is apparently not getting beaten to a pulp by our lovely charismatic
By the running Jordan.
dude. Yeah, by the running Jordan. I'm walking swiftly to which wall? To the north wall.
To the holy man.
To the holy man. I go down and I try to open the chest on the north wall. Can I open the chest? Is what I want to know. Is it unlocked or anything? So that's what I'm doing.
It is locked.
It is locked. Okay.
You can pick it.
Disable device.
It's not on here.
Yeah, then it's not trained, and it's a trained-only skill.
That would be a no. And I have a -1 on strength, so I don't think I'm going to bust that lock.
All right. So, first things first, Dan, make a wisdom check. Josh, you get inspired to make a strength check.
Where's the
And
gold die?
Vanessa, make an intelligence check.
Where's the inspire die?
By
No?
The fact that the timer's running down.
No, I understand that, but I thought you said there was a gold die out here for.
You said
Okay.
inspired, and he thought you meant you to roll the sparkly strength
Yep.
gold die.
Your character should make this check.
Not with that.
Not with a.
Not with mine either. I got a 4.
I think he rolled a 3.
Yeah,
I
I'll
rolled
take
a
that.
3. Yep, I rolled a 3.
That's much better. I got a 20.
That's much better.
I
There.
can't take it because I rolled a 3 too.
All right. Dan, what did you get?
17.
17. Something seems familiar about the fact that his hands are cupped. And it seems like something should go into the hands. Okay. Josh. You break
20.
the chest.
I break the chest.
You're inspired to break the chest.
Okay.
Vanessa, you get nothing.
But
Do
it
I have
was
glasses I can put on?
it was an intelligence check.
I know. I got a 4. I rolled a 3. I have +1.
Top of the round.
Slugan. Farfignugan.
Water? You have create water.
It's true. We all have create water.
So I'd put water in his
Yeah,
hand.
because it's Lance's favorite spell.
They're grinning.
I'm not saying that it's slightly
Say,
rigged,
put
but
water in it.
There's possibility.
possibility.
Okay, I'll try it. I will create water over his hands.
Good job.
For a ghost, it seems to be able to be tangible, and it catches the water and takes a drink.
Of course it does, because this
The
is
chest
Lance.
pops open. Inside are 3 items, and I have a bunch of cards here. You get to pick 3 of the cards. There will also be a clue.
Okay.
Pick any 3 cards. The Ace of Hearts, King of Diamonds, and the Knave of Hearts. I made up those as I went.
He's like, where does it say that on these?
Okay, I will give you your clue at the end of the round. Who's next, Josh?
Iska.
I was going to this as well, and this thinking part.
Okay. Make an intelligence check.
She rolled a 1.
I did not realize a 7.
Oh, that's a 7. I'm sorry. Looks like a
Not
1.
that that's great, but a 10.
At least it's not
It's not a 1.
a. It's not a 1.
All right. With a 10, you've seen these symbols before, and if you could get a closer look, maybe you could tell what's off about them. Who's next, Josh?
Jordan.
I swing my head, flipping my man bun around, and I'm trying to make this as difficult for Josh as possible.
No, it's for you right now.
I know, but for me, but this is getting passed back to him, and I am loving it. Not you, Josh. Martyr.
Not you, Prime.
Copy that.
What?
I am going
For every
to.
single problem he ever gave Derek in every game, this is for you.
Yes. I'm swinging my rope hammer at the mimic.
All right.
I am doing nothing.
You are as effective as you should be.
Yes, I am.
The mimic begins to laugh.
Good. I'm entertaining. That means
Next.
something.
Hayes.
Roll it. Wow.
I'm going to roll. I forgot to say what I was going to do.
That's good.
I'm going to roll for intelligence check again.
Trying to be smart.
10. So I think, man, I really need to know something about these letters, but I just don't know what it is. Because that's what she got when she rolled a 10.
The two of you combine.
With your powers combined, they are Captain Planet.
Let me step closer to my microphone and tell you that the two of you combined, once you start talking about what you're seeing, right? Because that's what you
What am
do.
I seeing?
Of course.
I can't see.
This is kind of squiggly like
You're-
this. But like that.
You notice that the
And that's
writing
like that.
is upside down.
What's upside down?
The writing.
The writing is upside down. I don't like Cheez-Its.
Who's next?
It would be me. And I have apparently been willed or suggested to break the chest.
Fired.
So with all my might, and what is, oh, Well, I mean,
Come on, strong man.
I do. Well, I know I rolled well. I'm just trying to determine what the best weapon in this is. You know what? I'm going to use a rope hammer because why not? I'll take a step back and I will use my rope hammer with both hands, giving me a little bit more. At a 17 to hit the chest.
As soon as you smash the chest open, 3 items and a clue pop out.
Ooh, how exciting!
And they start to dance.
Doonch, 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 doonch.
Everybody
2
dance now.
and 3.
I can tell you.
Exactly as it should be. Elamon picks up some goggles, a potion, and scroll. Don't know what they do, but I have them.
Oh,
Triple D.
Tell mine. Sorry. I got a ring, amulet, and a wand. Sorry. Go ahead. I forgot to tell.
Is it mine?
Yeah.
Try. Okay, I'm going to wander over to the wall that everybody is apparently trying to think deep thoughts at, but not quite getting there.
They look upside down.
Look, it's upside down. So, I'm going to do an acrobatics check, and I'm going to stand in my head.
As you should.
15.
You stand on your head, and as soon as you do, the sage cocks her head, looks at you, looking at the book upside down, realizes that she has the book upside down, and turns it to face the right way. The chest opens. And
Nice.
inside are 3 items and a clue.
Things.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
What is it?
I have a potion, I have a scroll, and I have a gem.
Shiny.
Very shiny. Very pretty.
Is there anyone still
Red.
over by the mimic?
Yes.
It is laughing at you.
I start to talk to it.
What would you like to say to the
Can you
mimic?
give it a pep talk?
I
While
say,
you tell me what you're saying to the mimic, I'm going to pass out the clues.
Okay. I say, look, I'm not much of a fighter. I am much more of a talker and a listener. I have learned how to actively listen to people and things. And
We're
even
currently in
though
cognitive
you're a
behavioral therapy.
Shoggoth and an evil creature that sucked our brains dry, I would like to learn more about you.
It continues to laugh, and then it begins to speak. It says something along the lines of, "It was sleeping until you guys came along and woke it up. In
Rude.
fact, it's been asleep for a very long time. The last time anyone came around, they asked him for help in this room. He said he couldn't give them help, could only give them a hint.
Would you be so kind as to give me a hint, Mr. Shoggoth?
It blinks at you and says, "You ask, I give hint."
Can you please give me a hint?
The third time, it says, "You ask, I give hint." And it expressly says the word hint. If you could see air quotes,
Hint.
hint is in air quotes. But it's a mimic.
Hint is the hint.
It doesn't have hands.
Oh, you mean
So
the
we
hint?
need to spell out hint on the dials.
Oh,
As soon as someone says the word hint in the room, the purple eye stops watching the room and flashes a purple beam onto the center pillar.
Oh,
So I'm
When did we have a center pillar?
yeah. When did we get it?
it's the same room we were in
Thought we went to a new
with
room.
the pillar.
Nope,
no, the
you've
light
never
just
left that
turned
room.
on.
Oh,
We're in the same room.
I run over to
Lark.
the pillar.
Okay.
I start changing the
Wait,
letters.
wait.
Numbers.
You've had your turn.
Oh shoot! Sorry.
And we have hints to read.
Let's go around the initiative table.
Sorry.
He looks so sheepish.
Hayes?
I run over to the pillar and style it in to say hint.
All right. Box text.
Okay.
Okay, I was like, that was silence. Okay.
The dials unlock at your touch because of the purple light. And as soon as you dial in hint, the pillar, the top of it, slides open, and 6 vials rise up out of the top of the pillar.
Ooh, I want to take the purple one.
And it comes with a note. The note reads, "It's okay to ask for a hint, but don't tell anyone." And it has a skull and crossbones at the bottom of the paper. Who's next?
That'd be me.
Oh, drink the vial.
So I just pulled this thing out of the chest. The riddle says a permanent military encampment housing troops obligated to protect an area and or the unit of troops stationed within the aforementioned encampment minus a male heir.
May I see that?
Absolutely. A unit.
So a fort. A
Fort?
military
Okay.
encampment housing troops. True, but usually it's a fort.
Or barracks.
It's not, that's not
Could be a barracks or a.
or the unit of troop stations within the aforementioned encampment.
Could be a camp. Minus a male heir.
Prince.
Minus a king, a prince.
A king wouldn't be the heir.
Son.
King would be the
Minus a
ruler.
prince.
Why are you going to prince? It doesn't say anything about royalty.
But it does say a male heir. Prince is a male heir, but that isn't the
Yes.
only term
Son.
for male heir.
Son.
Son doesn't mean you're the heir, though, because you can be the youngest son and you would
I
be
know.
the heir.
But that's not the thing we had to figure out first.
No.
It's the other thing, and then
But
you
the
figure
end
out
could-
what you need to take away from it to make
But what you
something
take
else.
away from it could cause you to do it. Is it inductive reasoning to go backwards? It could go either way.
And you have the dial on the other wall that has the strange-looking letters.
No, the strange-looking letters were on the mimic dial because
Right.
it wasn't real. The book was upside down.
But isn't there a dial on the wall?
Yeah,
above
but it
the
looks
menu?
normal.
The dial was the eye of the mimic.
Yeah. No. And the dial that's
so we
with
only
the
have
book
3 dials.
person. Yeah, there's only 3 dials.
Sorry.
That's fine. While you guys are reading that, let's move on. 'Cause
See
it's-
triple D.
The unit of troop station.
Read yours.
Battalion.
Greek giant. French measure. 1 followed by 9 zeros, so 1 billion plus X.
Or a
Greek
unit
giant.
of troop station.
Atlas? What? Cyclops? Okay.
French measure.
Can't be a company that's too small.
Feel free to talk this out. And while you're doing that, who's next?
Slogan.
Okay, mine is honestly. It's important to be sincere, concerned, profound.
Ernest.
Ernest.
Sorry, that's Lance's character names.
Yeah, Ernest. Sincere. That's
Honestly.
Yeah, I
right.
understand.
It's very, very, yeah, but okay.
It may not have been, but Ernest is where those come
It
from.
is capitalized.
Yeah, earnestly sincere, earnestly concerned, and earnestly profound are literally his character names.
Can I see that clue for a second?
Which one?
Any of them. I'll look at something right here.
Capitals.
Unit of troops stationed within the. That could be anything. That could be a battalion, a company,
This one's LB. LIB. Sorry, those are
Who
capitals
is
on this
the
one.
wisdom person?
Me.
Roll a wisdom roll, please.
See that one?
Yeah. I was curious.
18.
Pick a clue.
Mine. The Greek giant, the French measure, And the 1 billion plus X. I pick my clue.
I will give you.
Are we allowed to be looking online?
I don't know. He didn't say we could.
Oh, well.
I thought it was yes and.
It's late and I have to work at 3:15.
I know.
What is the system of measurement used by the French?
It's metric.
Metric.
What is 1 million in
Metric ton.
Metric to...
Yes, 1 million is a metric ton. No.
Mega is a million.
Yeah.
Kilo is thousand.
So
mega is
billion,
million.
since it's billion. What is billion?
Oh goodness. Hold on. It's not mega. It's
Google it.
1.21.
It's giga.
Gig.
That's giga.
Is gig a billion? Oh, okay. I'm a chemist. We don't work with stuff that big.
Metric giga.
No, giga plus.
X.
Also
Mecha
the-
gig X. Mecha gig X.
Also the Greek giant.
Metric
Yeah.
or metric Gygax?
They are all the same.
Gary Gygax.
Gary Gygax.
Gary Gygax.
This one's Ernest. I mean, this is Ernest.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything. I mean,
Take a look at her, please. This is completely out of character because he would not know any of this.
the big dumb oaf is going here.
Apparently, an idiot savant. I don't know.
It's okay. And what those have to do with the letters? I'm
Hold on. Gary Gygax. G.
okay. Ernest is E.
I don't know. Well. I guess. Well, I'm using a question mark.
Unit troop station with Garrison.
Okay, so the only things that they could be are camp, base, fort, armory,
Garrison.
arsenal,
Gary.
barracks.
Gary Gygax.
Garrison.
Gary Gygax.
Gax. Hold on. Ernest. I mean, because this
Is Ernest his middle name? No.
his character before was earnestly sincere, but honestly, it's important to be sincere, concerned, profound.
Ernest Gary Gygax.
That's his name. Yeah. Okay. It's definitely Ernest. I'm positive on that.
I
Ernest
totally
Gary?
cheated.
Yeah. Wait. I would have never known that.
That
but
Gary Gygax's name was
No.
Ernest.
No clue. But it's EG. It is. This one's E
EGG.
G
EGG.
and G for
Egg.
the other one.
So change the dials.
Okay, so G needs to go to. Wait.
So the
what did we got?
south
We
one
got-
goes to
we
G.
got South was.
North
Ernest.
is E.
North
South
is
is
E.
So
G.
I'll go over to mine and change it to E. Sorry.
I didn't have
G.
one.
I'll go
so-
change mine to G.
It locks into place.
Sweet.
I'll change mine to E.
It locks into place.
I
You only have a G left.
G.
G.
Yeah.
So on the south. So that was yours.
G. Yeah.
It locks into place.
Oh goodness.
Very
Good
good. You had 7 minutes
7
left on the
minutes.
dial. The pillar at the center of the room splits in half, smoke billowing out.
Wait. There are vials. Can
That
we
we
take the
didn't
vial
use.
before it goes away?
You can take a vial if you want to. You can take 6 vials if you want to.
I would like to take 6 vials.
All right, take 6 vials. Add 6 vials and the note to your character sheet. The pillar at the center of the room splits in half to reveal a milky white crystal egg, EGG, the size of a beach ball. There is something with a golden glowing heartbeat inside the egg, but the shell is just opaque enough to obscure what it contains. A magical door opens in the far corner of the room, one that did not contain the eye or the hourglass. And as the light billows in, the shadow of a man, backlit, appears and applauds. And this is where this session ends. Everyone, you can now level your characters up to a first level character
Yeah, I don't know. How to
using
do
the
that.
Pathfinder core rulebook. Bear in mind which acolyte you are and try to select a class that utilizes your specific ability score. And that's the end of a session 0 as run by me.
All right. With that, quick thoughts on what you guys. I know this is your guys' first time, so I'll give you a moment. But quick thoughts on this. Deb, what'd you think?
I liked it. It definitely forced me to use skill set that I don't normally think about in a session 0 because I didn't have the options of looking at the character because the character isn't built yet. So it really forces the creative juices to be flowing to think about how the character is going to be built. So I liked it.
Vanessa.
I think all characters should be made this way.
Seeing as your husband ran it, that is an appropriate answer.
No, I'm serious because it really makes you mold certain things that you'd be like, or there are some things that you get an idea for that you actually, when you play it out, you're like, I didn't even use this, or why didn't I do this later? So it makes you bring out those nuances that you wouldn't think about.
Avital?
I like it simply because it lends itself to being more like thinking out of the box. Like, I would actually be interested definitely in playing this because I ended up as the intelligence acolyte, and so I'm heading toward a wizard, which I've never played a magic user because they've always scared me. But like starting from this point, this early, like would be a good way to get into that.
Dan?
Learn some about that. So
It's interesting to see how you can incorporate also some of your own personality into the character, because it's not just trying to make it, you always sit down to make a character, you have a preconceived idea. This does not allow you to do that, but it seems like the influence of the mood that you're in or the things that are happening, the interaction with everybody else also influences what you're doing when you're trying to make the character. So it's kind of cool, actually. It's a really good idea.
Game Master Derek?
No pressure.
It's a different viewpoint when you look at it as a Game Master. It is.
Honestly, I like the concept because it, well, aside from Deb and myself, tries to break you out of your shell, out of your box.
You don't have to be clear.
but if Prime had
I may
ended up
just-
being a bard, that would be
That'd be funny.
Hysterical.
Hysterical.
I'm
No, that would be very funny.
Dangerous.
But what I would
with
say
social
is that I
anxiety.
like the idea. I like the concept. The idea of using the games is an interesting one. Something that I have not seen before. But as far as a character creation model, it is very cool. So, and as far as world building, it actually challenges the GM because now they don't have real control over the world. The players do. I've seen this happen several times where they've done player-built worlds, and it's been very interesting. But I've only seen it in a one-shot. I've not seen it in a campaign. I'm not sure how it would work on a campaign.
Well, so with that said, it's the not microcosm, something along those lines. Don has actually, it was something that Zach Lorton pushed to him, and Don has done one as well.
The
Where
Armageddon.
it's something along those lines where they sit and they fill in all
Apocalypse.
these pieces.
Powered by the
Powered by the
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Sure. So that is another system that has come out that allowed for that. I think what I enjoyed most was just that none of us took this too seriously. And sometimes games can get too serious, and it's nice to kind of step in completely blind and allow those improv skills to kind of come through. But you also start to kind of get tied to the character. I mean, I know you guys have only sat here for the 2 episodes we've done here, but you can kind of see where the character got its life. And then add to it your own, even if it means dancing in front of a giant purple eye. But yes, Dan?
I was just here for the zucchini.
Okay, fair enough. Lance, quick word for you before we finish up.
I want to thank you all for playing. I want to thank all the listeners for hopefully sticking with us through these 4 podcast episodes. If you enjoyed this, please feel free to take this model, use it in your own games. I find that by giving the players the chance to say what happens, it invests the player into the character. And then when the character is fleshed out, you build the world around them. A good GM, as we've talked about in Session Zeros and so forth, will pull small little pieces out of a character's backstory into the actual game. Then all of a sudden, months, years down the road, if the campaign lasts that long, you just pull that one little nugget out, and that player that said that thing at the very beginning in the Session Zero is all of a sudden even more invested in the story because now you're using something that they specifically said. And that's how I like to build worlds. That's how I've always done it. Even when I tell bedtime stories to my daughter, she has the input that then influences the story. So that's how I do it. So if you guys are interested in playing this game, I'd be happy to run it. If not, at least we had a cool Session Zero.
However, Josh Martyr has got to play this character
Absolutely.
Oh,
in his next game. He will be forced to play this character in his next game.
Challenge has been brought.
Challenging.
Do you accept? Hey, you can't accept. It's Prime's acceptance.
That's true. I want to accept for him. I
It's
want to do
great,
the acceptance
but
speech.
You have to let him do it.
I wish
So
to thank the Academy for this incredible honor.
on our last episode, we determined that the great evil may just be a chaotic evil, dark, intelligent, aggressively vegetarian, furry void dragon. And on this one, I just would like to simply say thank you, Ernest Gary Gygax.
Here, here.
Here, here.
Here, here.
Huzzah.
Seconded.
You have the eternal zucchini of speaking and power.
Power and speaking. Always. Always. We would light a flame, except I want to
It's
sell
a
this house.
zucchini.
Let's not light a
Something
zucchini on
that
fire.
he said that kind of sticks with me now that you said that and
Please
applies
visit
to this
us at
particular podcast. He once said something along the lines of
page,
the players will finally win when they figure out that we're making up the
support us by
rules.
buying some merchandise. Visit CatholicPress.com/castingrobot.
Amen.
So true. So true.
Praise be GA. Alrighty. Well, with that, I hope you've enjoyed episode 183. And we will check y'all later.
Bye.